Okay, so one of the things I've focused on as I've wandered around from table to table is this easier problem idea. And a lot of people used some of that easier problem idea, but I want to push that to the extreme. And in my mind, I think of it as taking a problem and knobifying it. Is that a word? You add knobs to the problem statement. So here we have the problem. Maybe the original statement says something like, you have cards numbered 1 through 100. A machine eats 2 cards, X and Y. And you know, I do this problem with like 4th and 5th graders too. I obviously don't expect them to get as far as I expect you to get, but I just don't say X and Y. I just explain what the machine does, right? And produces a new card, X times Y plus X plus Y. What numbers are possible for the final card? Something like that. So it seems like there's one place that's a very natural place to imagine having a knob that you can use to turn this down to make an easier problem for yourself. What did a lot of people do to make easier problems?
Pick 2 numbers.
Okay, so the big obvious focus is turning down this 100 to a smaller number, right? And like I've been going around saying, the way you can tell the beginner problem solvers, they turn it down to 10, and then the kind of intermediates turn it down to like 5 or 4, and the pros turn it down to 1, and the really hardcore pros try to wonder what happens if you turn it down to 0. But that one's too hard for me, so I usually stop at 1. Okay, but you can also think of this bigger box. I didn't see many people doing this. But you could ask, what if you had 100 cards and they all had the number 1 on them? That at least makes the start of the process a lot easier. I don't know about later on after you start making all these new numbers, but it doesn't have to be cards with consecutive numbers. It could be any set of cards that you start with. So 100 is one knob that you can turn down and have 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But you could also have, I don't know, only prime numbered cards or only odd numbered cards, or all the cards have the number 1 on them, or, oh, here's a good one, all the cards have the number 0 on them. Right? That'd be really quick. So thinking about different sets of starting numbers and trying to broaden your idea of what makes easier problems, right? 1 through 100 is definitely harder than 100 copies of the number 1. Maybe that's not enough easier that you can really just solve it. 2 cards with the numbers 1 and 2 you can definitely do right away. So that's a good one.